Hey, welcome. We are right on the edge of a huge shift in artificial intelligence. I mean, forget about AI that just answers trivia questions. We're talking about AI that could become a genuine partner in scientific discovery. But how do we make sure an AI is actually ready for the lab? Let's dive in.
We are living through a revolution right now. You've got AI systems like DeepMind's AlphaFold cracking problems that stump scientists for literally half a century. And then there's the Genome Project, discovering hundreds of thousands of new materials. These are incredible, specialized tools doing amazing things. But what would it take to build a general-purpose AI that could help out in any lab?
And that right there is the core problem. There's this massive trust gap between what these powerful models can potentially do and what a scientist actually needs to be able to rely on, in high-stakes research. How do we know an AI isn't just really good at sounding like a scientist, but can actually do the work reliably and safely?
Well, it turns out the root of this trust gap is that we've been testing our AI all wrong. The scorecards we've been using are just completely out of sync with the real, messy, creative process of scientific discovery. Think of it this way, and this is a great analogy. You would not want a surgeon operating on you if they'd only ever passed a multiple-choice test, right? Of course not. You'd want someone with practical, hands-on skills. It's the exact same thing for AI. Knowing a ton of facts is completely different from actually applying that knowledge in a dynamic, real-world situation.
So let's break that down a little. Our old tests, they're pretty good at measuring things in a vacuum. Can the AI remember a fact? Yep. Can it write one little piece of code? Sure. Can it give one good answer to one question? Okay. But that's just not how science works, is it? Real science is this integrated flow. It's about coming up with a totally new idea, designing an experiment, using the tools, analyzing the data, and working with a team to make that idea better.
And this gets at the deeper, systemic problems. You see, current tests are static. They're one-shot questions. But science is a dynamic conversation, a back and forth. Models can get really good at just memorizing the answers to the test without ever learning the actual skill. And, maybe most importantly, these tests totally miss the specific context of a field, like, say, how to properly interpret a medical scan. We've basically built up what's called a benchmark debt. Our tests are lagging way behind what we actually need them to measure.
Okay, so if the old way of testing is so broken, what's the fix? Well, we need a completely new blueprint for how we evaluate these things. So let's meet EAIRA.
EAIRA stands for Evaluating AI as Research Assistants. Now, the goal here isn't just to give a model a high score. No, this is a full-on certification framework. It's designed to prove that an AI can be a dependable, trustworthy partner across the entire scientific journey, from that first spark of an idea all the way to the final conclusion. So how does EAIRA actually work? Well, it's built on 5 core pillars, or really 5 core questions. 1. Can the AI come up with a brand new, testable hypothesis? 2. Can it understand complex data, not just text, but graphs, images, the whole shebang? 3. Can it actually do things, like write and execute code, use software, and run digital tools? 4. Can it collaborate? Can it take feedback from a human and adapt? And finally, 5. Does it uphold the core principles of scientific integrity? Only an AI that can nail all 5 of these gets the certification. It's got to be the complete package.
Now, this all sounds great in theory, right? But what does it actually mean in the real world? Let's look at a concrete example of where this can make a huge difference.
Okay, let's talk about clinical trials, the absolute foundation of modern medicine. They are notoriously slow. And one of the biggest reasons why is just finding the right patients. It's a huge bottleneck. A staggering 80% of all trials are delayed simply because recruitment is so difficult and time-consuming, and that slows down our ability to get life-saving drugs to the people who need them most. An AI-certified AI assistant can completely flip this script. On average, manually screening one patient's record costs over $34. An AI system, it can do it for just 2 cents. That isn't just an improvement, that's a total game changer.
And here's the kicker. It's not just about the cost. The AI is actually more accurate than human experts at matching patients to the right trials. Higher accuracy means faster recruitment, which means better data, and ultimately, quicker medical breakthroughs. It's faster, cheaper, and more precise.
And what about creating new medicines from scratch? The traditional process can take over a decade and cost billions of dollars. An EAIRA-certified AI could come up with new drug compounds, run virtual tests on them, and interpret all the complex data, basically squishing that entire discovery phase from 10+ years down to just a few months.
And while these medical applications are just stunning, this framework isn't just about healthcare. Its principles are designed to be a universal standard for science itself.
Just think about the possibilities here. In materials science, we could discover new superconductors or better battery materials in months, not decades. For climate science, an AI assistant could help us create way more accurate warnings for extreme weather, saving lives. And in astronomy, it could be the thing that spots that 1 in a billion cosmic event, like 2 black holes merging, hidden in the terabytes of data we collect every single night.
So ultimately, this is all pointing to a brand new future for discovery, one that's built on a true partnership between human intellect and artificial intelligence. Now, of course, this future isn't without its hurdles. We're going to need incredibly high-quality data to train these systems. We still need to work on the black box problem so we can understand the AI's reasoning. And absolutely crucially, we have to develop strong ethical guidelines to make sure this powerful technology is used responsibly. But here's the most important takeaway. EAIRA isn't just another test. It is the foundation of trust for this new era of science. It provides the rigorous proof a scientist needs to see an AI not just as a fancy calculator, but as a reliable, capable, and ethical collaborator. It's the key that's going to unlock AI as a true force multiplier for human curiosity.
And that leaves us with one final, really exciting thought. Once we have these certified, trustworthy AI partners working side by side with our best human minds in labs all over the world, what are the next grand challenges we're going to solve? You know, from curing diseases we thought were incurable to designing a truly sustainable planet, the possibilities are just beginning to unfold.